think before you type. What you share in an online classroom becomes part of a digital record. I hope that you observe these guidelines to help you in your online learning. May you have a wonderful school year. Here are important guidelines to keep in mind as you embrace the challenges of online classes. 1. Set up a good working space. It is important that the place is quiet, clear, and free from distractions. 2. Make yourself look good online. Wear clothes the way you do when you go to school for in-person classes. 3. Have respectful
Ayan, so good evening class. Ayan, narinig niyo po ba ako? May loud and clear? Hello po.
Yes po.
Hindi ba maingay yung audio ko? Baka mamaya narinig niyo yung electric fan. Hindi ba narinig niyo ba? Hindi. Hindi naman po.
Hindi naman po, sir.
Okay, so again, good evening everyone. Magandang welcome to our session ng ating online class. So nilapag ko na agad yung attendance para makita ko kung sino talaga yung tawag nito, yung on the spot or on time na umaattend ng ating class, and I will give extra point to those diligently attending our class at early time. Okay, so we will continue our discussion for our Cookery NC2. So last meeting we topic about the common competency, and some of the topic natin ng common competency also ay putol-putol daw. Hello? Putol-putol ba audio ko?
Hindi po, sir.
Ay, hindi naman. Okay, so wala, hindi daw putol-putol audio ko. Okay? So ngayon, nung last topic natin, we also discussed the classical brigade of the different positions inside the kitchen, and some of you are respond to our different French names ng different positions ng different positions sa ating kitchen. Okay, so we discussed also the travel and tourism industry, or what is this tourism industry all about, and how big the industry is. Okay, sa sa topic din natin, discuss natin kahapon, kaya encourage ko ang bawat isa na don't lose hope after you graduate sa ating Cookery NC2. Is ang daming opportunity na pwede nyong pasukan, kasi those are industries that are interrelated to our industry, because we provide service. Hindi nga lang specifically doon sa pag-provide ng pagka-basic cost or pagluluto, but still we provide services to the guests. And now we will now proceed to our next topic, the core competency 1. Okay, ng ating ayan, so i-share ko lang yung screen natin, So core competency 1. Bakit? Okay. So the core competency 1 is state that clean and maintain kitchen premises. Okay, so here in this topic, we will discuss a different definition of terms that you will apply in your cooking preparations. Okay, so let's start with the different LO. Okay, so meron tayong LO1, or learning objective, learning outcome 1, clean and sanitize store equipment. So later I will discuss also the different tools and equipments na gagamitin natin sa Cookery NC2. Okay, and the next one is the clean and sanitize premises, the different sanitizing agents and chemicals and procedure in cleaning our premises. And the last LO is dispose of waste. Okay, let's start with the first information sheet 1.1-1. Okay, so here is our topic, Okay, so I will just zoom. Okay. So our topic is in the information sheet 1.1-1 is state as different various steps and uses of chemicals and equipment for cleaning and sanitizing. Our learning objective is number 1, to identify the difference of cleanliness from sanitation. identify the different cleaning tools and chemicals for cleaning, identify the methods of cleaning and sanitizing. Okay, number 1, Paula, sa iyo lang ata putol-putol. How about the others? Putol-putol ba daw ako? O na, putol-putol lang yung sinasabi ko.
Hindi
Ha?
po, sir.
Hindi, ayan. So Paula, hindi daw ako putol-putol. Na ano lang, nauutal lang sa pagsalita, pero hindi naman daw ako putol-putol. Okay, so let us first define the cleanliness, no? Cleanliness is vital in every kitchen where food is being prepared. Okay, Erickson. Sige, ingat. Okay. Cleanliness is vital in every kitchen where food is being prepared, cooked, and served. In order to avoid the food contamination, the kitchen tools, equipments, and other utensils used in the preparation of food, as well as in its premises, should be clean and sanitized in the store and store properly after use. Okay, let us define. Sabi daw natin, no, cleanliness is applied, no, in the kitchen, especially when the food is being prepared. So of course, it comes also with the food that being cooked in order to avoid the food contamination. So later we will talk also the different food contaminations natin, no. Actually, pwede na natin ituloy sa food contaminations bago tayo mag-proceed, no, sa ating definition of terms pa natin. Sige, mag-share ulit ako ng screen and let's have the different. Okay, pasok natin yung side topic natin na ang tawag nito? Ano yung topic kanina? Sabi ko kanina. Wait lang po. Food contamination. Share, advance, PowerPoint is background. Asan ka na? Where are you? Okay, PowerPoint is background. Introduction to science. Ito. Personal hygiene and in food production. So loading lang tayo, no? Okay, so personal hygiene in food production. Okay, let's have. Ayan. Tama ba? Ito pa yung topic. Parang ngayon ko lang ba na-discuss to? Yes, ngayon pa lang. Okay, sige Sir Erickson, go lang yan. Okay, so food contamination starts, no, in a what you call this, in mishandle of food. Food contamination happens when the dirty surroundings, has dirty surroundings, no? Okay, sige, ganito. Okay, paano ba tayo mag-start, okay, o paano ba natin malalaman, o paano ba natin ma-analyze ang isang area kung contaminants sila or hindi? Okay, let's start with, okay, ang food contamination natin is kailangan natin munang alamin, okay, ano ang iba't ibang sources of bacteria or sources of food contamination. Okay, number 1, okay, is air. Where air is one contributor, okay, to the growth of bacteria, because also the bacteria is a kind of species, no, that inhale and exhale, no, or that has a breath. So that can inhale the oxygen and convert it into carbon dioxide. Yan po ang bacteria natin. Okay, the second one is the moisture or the water. Okay, like a human, no, like a human. Okay, bacteria also need to drink. Okay, which is we have the water. Water is the best ingredient, no, that the bacteria could easily multiply because water has a mineral, okay? Especially if that water is sterilized through the moisture preparation, okay? Ito po yung usually napapansin nyo na yung tubig doon sa pag nagsasayang kayo ng kanin, no? Ng bigas, okay, yung moisture doon sa ibabaw ng takip are one of the best or suitable bed, no, for the bacteria, okay, to grow. Kaya hindi mo pwedeng itaktak yung tubig ng takip, yung tubig doon sa takip ng kanin mo at ilagay mo, itaktak mo doon sa kanin. Kasi mas mabilis mapapanis ang kanin kapag tinaktak mo doon yung moisture na nasa takip. Hindi lang sa kanin, even sa mga pagkain na niluluto natin na merong moisture doon sa kanyang takip. Okay, hindi po siya pampasarap ng ng pagkain. Okay, siya po ay isang factor para lalong mapabilis ang pagkasira ng pagkain. Okay? Kasi ang moisture or water has a pH level, no? When we say pH level, it means it is the power or potential hydrogen. Okay, sige Ma'am Mary Joy. Ayan. Power or potential hydrogen, okay, that indicates the capability, no, whether the bacteria can live or die. Okay, because when the pH level is going high, like it's alkaline, so it's metal form, the growth of bacteria will decrease. Okay, but in the pH level of 7.0, that is neutral. Okay, so that's the best pH level that the bacteria could easily multiply. Okay, but when the pH level is decreased, like into acidity level, okay, mas mahihirapang mag-grow yung bacteria at pwede pa silang mamatay kasi nga acid. Okay, yung lower than pH 7.0. Kaya di ba napapansin niyo when you are using a lime, kalamansi, vinegar, mas tumatagal yung pagkain, no? Okay, mas tumatagal ang pagkain kasi nga pinipigilan ng acid, okay, ang pagka-contaminate ng pagkain. For sure, most of you know that kind of procedure. And sometimes inaalatan ang pagkain kasi when you put salt, no, to the food, it means that you are putting a additional pH level that goes to alkalinity. Okay, ang lasa po ng alkaline water is medyo maalat-alat po yan. Okay, or alkalinity ng pH level. So medyo maalat-alat po yan. Kaya isang factor din kung bakit matagal masira ang pagkain is you put enough salt, okay, to the taste or the preparations of the food. Okay, kasi natural preservative po yung acid like vinegar or calamansi or lemon. Okay, at also ang salt. Yan po yung natawag natin mga natural preservative. Okay, they make the food longer its life. Okay, itong mga preservative na to. Kasi it states about the pH level of the food. Okay? Okay, meron tayong isang conclusion, no. Share ko lang sa inyo. Okay, sa pagluluto ng spaghetti, okay, spaghetti sauce. Okay, yan, spaghetti. Okay, anong rason tingin nyo bakit napapanis ang spaghetti or madaling mapanis ang spaghetti? Anyone from the class? Bakit sa tingin nyo madaling mapanis ang spaghetti? Yes, Laika? Walang signal si Laika. Ano po?
Gatas na nilalagay.
Ano daw? Ayan. So sabi dito, may mga conclusion tayo sa baba. No? Sabi daw, tomato. Okay? Ni Ma'am Kate. Sabi ni Annalyn, Ma'am Annalyn, tomato. Sabi ni Jeline, sauce. Sabi ni Otida, cheese. Sabi ni Fatima, sauce. Or kaya po sa mga hinalo po. Ayan. Okay. Ang mabilis na pagka-spoil ng ating spaghetti is not based on the tomato sauce. It's not based on the tomato sauce. Okay? Likewise, na-explain ko sa inyo kanina, okay, may mga factor na padaling mapanis ang spaghetti. Why? Bakit hindi tomato sauce ang sources ng pagkasira ng pagkain? Number one, tomato sauce has a 3.0 pH level. So medyo maasim po yan at matagal po yan na pamugaran ng mga bakterya. Unless yung mga tomato na nahugasan na ng tubig, no? Okay? Yung tomato na is merong pH level na 3.0. So it means medyo acid. Ang acidity, mataas ang kanyang acidity level na to the point na mataas yung kanyang chance na hindi pamugaran ng bacteria. Okay? Ang pwedeng source ng pagkasira agad ng tomato sauce, no? It's depend upon the number or the amount of the water you put into a sauce or tomato sauce. Okay? Kaya mapapansin nyo kapag ang tomato sauce nilagyan nyo ng tubig, may ketchup at kung may ano-ano pa, mamaya-maya or kinabukasan sira na siya. Pero compare nyo yung tomato sauce na merong giniling lang, okay, na wala kayong nilagay na any water content, no? Kinabukasan pwede pa siyang gamitin. Tama ba? Are you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Yan. Another factor kung bakit madaling masira din ng spaghetti is when you join into the pasta. Bakit? Kasi ang pasta po is you boil the pasta, okay, into a water, which is water has a pH level of 7.0. So when you mix pasta together with, okay, the tomato sauce, the pH level of tomato sauce is going to a neutral. It means that mas madali siyang pamugaran ng bacteria. Okay, kaya iwasan nyo sa handaan ang pagsamahin agad ang sauce at ang pasta. Lalo kapag ang pasta nyo ay matubig-tubig. Okay, nagkakaintindihan ba? All you have to do is to dry your pasta. Okay, when you dry your pasta and then you mix the sauce, yan, medyo matatagal-tagal pa ang buhay niyan. Pero hindi ka rin makakasigurado kasi kapag tinakluban mo yan, okay, mas still may mga moisture pa rin na pwedeng pumasok, no, at magstay dun sa ibabaw ng pasta or spaghetti sauce na pwede maging source din siya ng pagka-contaminate. Yun yung isang bagay na iniisip natin bilang isang food analyst. Okay? Iniisip natin ano-ano yung mga factor na ingredients bakit napapanis, no, ang mga pagkain. Nakulangan ba ako sa salt? Nakulangan ba ako sa asim? Baka naparami masyado ang tubig. Okay? So yun po yung mga, or kaya kung hindi naman naparami ang tubig, o baka naparami naman ako ng ibang ingredients na pwedeng makakontribute sa pagkapanis ng pagkain. Okay? So isa yang critical thinking, okay, na iniisip ng isang nagluluto ng pagkain. Okay, another factor to the growth of bacteria aside from water or moisture, the second one is the time. Okay, T-I-M-E, the oras, okay? Time. The food that's served, okay, I mean the food that are prepared and stay for about 4 hours or more than 4 hours, the standard, okay, thinking or conclusion to the food is not safe. Okay, ibig sabihin, kapag ang pagkain na luto na, and then later than 4 hours, ang pagkain na hindi na safe. Okay? So, yan yung standard natin yan. Standard thinking natin yan. Standard conclusion natin yan pag sa mga pagkain na niluto natin. Okay? Lalo kapag nandun siya sa humid temperature. Okay? Mabilis mapapanis ang pagkain or kung hindi man panis, meron ng bacteriang present doon sa pagkain na yon. Okay? Kaya di ba mapapansin niyo sa mga fast food, no? When the food are being prepared inside the kitchen, they maintain into a food counter. Ito po yung isang place na kung saan merong mainit na temperatura sa ibabaw ng pagkain to maintain the temperature of the food so that the bacteria will not grow. Okay? Or will not grow easily. Okay, pero sa atin, sa mga simpleng tahanan na nagluto ng pagkain, okay, isipin agad natin na after 4 hours, hindi na safe ang pagkain natin. So what we will do, okay, is to what? Anong gagawin natin para maging safe ulit ang pagkain?
Iinitin.
Okay, very good. Iinitin o i-reheat natin ang pagkain natin. Now, the question is, how do we reheat, no, ang ating pagkain? Okay? Ito ba yung i-reheat mo lang, yung tipong umusok lang, okay na? O kaya konting isang tibok lang ng isang tibok lang, ibig sabihin, kumulo lang ng isang beses, okay na ba yun? No. Okay? You are reheating the food the same temperature as you cook it. Ibig sabihin, kung talagang niluto mo siya at nagsisimmer siya at kumukulo siya, then that's the same temperature ang gagamitin mo para ma-reheat mo ang pagkain at para maging safe siya. Okay, nakukuha ba? That's some of the ano yan, ano tawag dun sa point na yon, rectify, no, or to reconstitute, no, yung inyong mga iniinit na pagkain. Okay, ang next natin is aside sa time is, okay, meron pa, may isang factor pa yung yung time natin, kasi alam nyo ang mga bakterya meron din yang buhay, no, meron din siyang life cycle. Okay, after you prepare the food or after the food are being butchered, no, in the market, or the food are being harvested, no, in the farms, okay, doon nag-i-start yung paglago or pag-top ng bakterya sa ating mga pagkain. Okay, at ang bakterya ay meron po siyang 4 na phases. Meron po tayong tinatawag na log phase, which is the LAG. Okay, and we have here the log phase, LOG. The second is the log phase, LAG. The third is stationary, and the last one is the death phase. Etong stages ng bacteria na to, nag-i-start siya with the log phase, yung LOG. It means to enter in or to step in to the food. Once the bacteria are enter in the food or step in the food, it's the time for the bacteria to multiply. Okay? And then dumadami yan, okay, to the multiple increase of bacteria, and then it will go to the LAG phase. Ito na yung bumabagal, kaya nga naglalag, sabihin slow moving. Okay? Dahil sobrang dami na ng bacteria, no? Bumabagal na yung pag-multiply ng bacteria kasi sobrang multiple times of bacteria. Ito na yung mapapansin nyo sa isang pagkain na mabaho, amoy panis, merong amak, at merong spider web. Okay, yung parang web, spider web, mukhang spider web pero hindi siya spider web. Yung spiral bacteria, okay, na makikita nyo sa pagkain, iba yung kulay, iba yung texture, slimy, whatever, at sobrang baho niya or may uod na siya. Okay, yun yung tinatawag nating LAG phase or log phase. Okay, it means that the continuous multiplication of bacteria. Okay, and when that bacteria, okay, go to the peak level, which is the stationary phase, okay, this is the stage or the phase that the bacteria are consuming, no, the nutrients of the food until its last nutrient. Okay, nandun yung sa stationary phase. At kapag wala na silang makuhang pagkain, okay, or nutrients doon sa pagkain, okay, pupunta na sila sa tinatawag nating death phase. Ito na yung magiging fertilizer na sila sa lupa or sa soil. And the life of the bacteria repeat. Ganon ang buhay ng bacteria. Okay, so hindi ko naman sabihin sa inyo na bibihin niyo yung bacteria dahil may buhay din yan, pero that's the cycle of the food, and you need to be aware on those cycle, at least to prevent, no, eating a contaminated food. Okay? Isang factor po yan, okay, na kailangan po nating alam. The next natin, another factor to the growth of bacteria is the temperature. Okay? Kung mapapansin nyo sa mga recipes, sa recipe mga ginagamit ninyo, okay, meron kayong kailangan na you need to reach 240 degree Fahrenheit. You need to reach 300 degree Fahrenheit. Kasi that is the standard temperature to kill the bacteria or certain kind of bacteria. Yan yung tamang temperature. Okay? So isa yan sa factor, no, na kailangan alamin din ninyo kung anong temperature namamatay ang isang klaseng bacteria. Okay? Another natin sa temperature is meron tayong tinatawag na TDZ or that ano yun? TDZ, that temperature danger zone. Ayan, TDZ. Ayan, TDZ. Ayan, natawag natin TDZ. Okay, TDZ it means temperature danger zone. It means that it has a specific parameter of temperature, okay, that the bacteria can multiply. Ito yung tinatawag nating room temperature. Ano yung temperature na to? It is start with 44 or 45 degree Fahrenheit to 140 degree Fahrenheit. Yan yung temperature na kung saan na pwedeng mag-grow or mag-multiply ang bakterya. In conversion of the Celsius from 5 degrees Celsius to 67 or 70, 68, whatever, degrees Celsius, then yung temperature na pwedeng mag-grow rapidly, rapidly ang bacteria. And when the temperature rises more than 140 degree Fahrenheit or 70 degrees Celsius, it is the time that the difference or certain bacteria would die. Okay, if you get more than to that temperature. Kaya kailangan, di ba sa recipe, you need to reach this kind of temperature kasi yan yung temperature na pwede mong mapatay yung bacteria na present doon sa pagkain mo. Okay? And when also storing in food or storage of food natin, you need to reach 0 degrees Celsius below. Okay? Ito yung pagsabing 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degree Fahrenheit, this is the freezing point. Okay, the freezing point is a very helpful sa mga different food handlers. Okay, kasi ito yung time na pwede mo makontrol, okay, ang pag-grow ng bacteria. Again, let me repeat. Ito yung temperature na pwede mo makontrol, okay, ang pag-grow ng bacteria kasi they cannot move inside the food. Inside the chicken, inside the fish, or whatever na in-store mo sa freezer. O kaya pork or meat. Okay? Yan yung temperature na hindi na makakagalaw ang bacteria. Again, it will just control the move or the growth of bacteria, but it will not kill the bacteria. So sometimes, the projection, ayan, may tanong si Kate. Sige Kate, go.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Kate.
Ayan, sir. Since you mentioned kanina, sir, about the time, relate ko lang, sir, yung question ko in regards with the fermentation. Sir, di ba, yes, sir. In food fermentation, related din po dun yung time. So, sir, kapag food fermentation ba, sir, meron ding, what do you call this, napapanis? Pag nasa point siya ng fermentation, and paano po namin ma-maintain yung good hygiene practices about that.
Wow, ganda naman ang tanong. Parang pang Miss Universe. Okay, thank you for that wonderful question, Char. Okay, number one is sinabi ni Kate is the fermentation process. Okay, when we are fermenting food, okay, number one kasi in the bread, in making of bread, we can ferment the food, which we are using the yeast as an active leavening agent to ferment for the bread. Okay, walang problema doon sa yeast kasi yeast is a kind of good bacteria that you need para ma-expand mo yung tinapay, at when you cook it into the oven that have a temperature of 400 or 350, it will die. Okay, kasi na-reach mo yung temperature. The second is the fermentation. Ito yung pag-iimburo o pagbuburo ng mga pagkain, Okay, so we are applying the fermentation o pagbuburo ng pagkain depende sa klase ng pagkain na ibuburo natin. Okay, for example, we are fermenting fish, we are fermenting fruits, we are fermenting vegetables. But the point is, how would you be able to maintain the safety practices? Number one is you need to use a distilled water. Okay, distilled water is a kind of water. Okay, or kung gusto mo ng fermentation through the water, kailangan yung tubig na gagamitin mo is distilled. Kasi dumating na yung tubig na yun ay dumating na sa point na pinatay mo na yung bacteria. And it's safe to use in the fermentation process when you are using water. Na syempre, kasama pa rin doon yung pag-ferment natin without water, is still we are using a tools, equipment that are clean. Okay, at the same time, we avoid the transfer of your saliva to the food, or sweat to the food, your hair to the food. Okay? Kasi factor yan sa pwedeng makasira sa fermentation process ninyo. And in the fermentation process, of course, you need ingredient. no, to make it, to ferment it properly. Kagaya ng sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, we are using a natural preservative. When you are fermenting a certain kind of food, you need also a preservative, no, to prevent, no, the spoilage of the fermentation of the food. Number one is salt. You can use the salt to decrease, no, to the growth of bacteria, because the bacteria cannot eat salt. Kung tayo hindi natin kayang kainin yung salt, at it will die if we continue eating salt. Same thing with bacteria. Okay, they enter into a certain kind of a salty environment, but there it comes to the time na mamamatay din sila kasi hindi nila kayang i-absorb, no, yung saltiness ng pagkain. Or we use the acidity or acid, no, in fermentation of food. Okay, like we are using a vinegar, lemon, actually lemon juice or calamansi are short way of fermenting food. Pero the longer is the vinegar, kasi vinegar is undergo in the fermentation process. Sometimes yung iba nag-undergo pa siya ng distillation process, that they are using heat, temperature to evaporate, no, the residue ng mismong vinegar, and then the distilled vinegar na napunta do sa ibang place, yun yung mas safer, no, na pwedeng gamitin sa pag-ferment ng ating pag-ferment ng ating pagkain. Okay, so any additional question pa, Kate? Or
None, sir. Thank you po.
Ayan. So thank you for the question. At least, 'di ba, meron tayong interaction. Ganyan yung gusto kong setup sana. Pag meron pumasok sa isipan niya, sir, baka pwede magtanong or ganyan, for additional purposes natin. Okay. So we go back to the temperature, no. So kaya ang suggestion ko lang, no, when the food is came from market, okay, ang ginagawa kasi natin, we wash the food. Or for example, we wash the meat, we wash the fish, we wash the vegetable. Well, for me, it's okay. It's okay for you to wash. Okay, that's the different food, no, and you will store into the refrigerator. But you need to think that the water has the pH level of 7.0. You need to think it is a one factor yan, no, to the growth of bacteria na pwedeng makaapekto sa pagkain. Eh sir, hinugasan naman po namin yung karne o yung isda. Kaya lang bakit parang napanis pa rin? Kasi sometimes, no, in the temperature na ginagamit natin, kasi pag yung ref or let's say freezer, okay, bago dumating siya sa freezing point kasi, medyo matagal. Nagigets niyo yung point? Hindi naman yung pag nilagay mo sa freezer, freeze na agad yan. Hindi. It will need time, or it needs time, sometimes 24 hours pa, no, bago totally maging bato sa sobrang pagka-freeze ang specific na pagkain. Okay, so my suggestion, okay, for those meats or fish na i-store mo sa freezer and it needs a longer pa, no, bago ma-freeze yung isda o yung karne, no, you rub it with salt. Rub nyo ng salt. Okay, lagyan nyo ng salt para ma-prevent yung pag-grow ng bacteria. Okay, na habang hindi pa siya na freeze or tumitigas sa freezer. Okay, that's my suggestion. If you need to wash, no? But sometimes, ang ginagawa, from the market, for example, bumili ka ng 1 kilong baka, no? At saka gagamitin mo pa siya kinabukasan o kaya the other day, ang ginagawa ng iba para ma-maintain na yung bacteria doon is when you buy the meat and then you directly store it, no, to the freezer and let the same amount of bacteria stay there. Okay, kasi pag ginawa mo kasi hinugasan mo yung laman ng baka, tendency hindi naman talaga totally ma-wipe out yung bacteria noon kasi actually madadagdagan pa yung bacteria doon kasi naglagay ka ng pH level na 7.0 na factor siya sa paglatagan or paglapagan ng bacteria. Okay, so one factor yan na kailangan nyo ring isipin na pagdating sa mga food handler, no? Okay, na mga food handlers natin. Okay, so yun lang naman ang point natin sa temperature natin and then sa time. Okay, the next natin is ano pa ba? Ayan, dirty surroundings, dirty equipments, at saka dirty tools na gagamitin. At siyempre, tayo din, human, is a one factor for the continuation or for the growth of bacteria. Aside from our natural environment at saka yung mga ginagamit natin, tayo din are cause of the contamination of the food. Number one, yung saliva natin na pupunta sa pagkain. Okay? Third, yung blood natin. Yung blood, pag may cuts kayo tapos na-touch yung pagkain, maukontaminate siya kasi yung dugo mo, okay, is mapupunta rin sa pagkain, i-absorb yun ng pagkain. Pag naluto yan, hindi tama ang pagkakaluto, no? Mako-contaminate yung pagkain. Okay? So, yan yung mga iba't ibang mga sources of the growth of bacteria na kailangan din natin i-analyze. Okay? Part yan ng hazard analysis critical control point. Kagaya ng sinasabi dito, food handlers is a key element in the contamination paths of the food. Okay? Tayo yung may susi para safe yung pagkain makadeliver, okay, from the market going to the consumers. Okay, so part din dyan yung managing your personal hygiene, which is we discussed in the previous discussion, the occupational health, safety, and hazard, no? Occupational health and safety. Okay? So another natin, sample lang natin dito sa picture nito, sa picture na may cup, sa picture na walang cup. Okay? Ano-ano yung mga factor, no, na pwedeng mangyari dito sa pagluluto? Yung isa walang sombrero, so pwedeng mapuntahan siya ng hair or ng buhok. Yung isa naman wala siyang mask or wala siyang cover, yung mga cover na acetate, no, pwedeng mapunta yung saliva pag nagsasalita siya dun sa pagkain. Or probably, yung kanya mga kuko ay mahaba. Ito pag nagkaroon tayo ng face-to-face at mahaba ang inyong mga kuko, mga pababae, mga kalalaki, at may cutics yan, hindi ko kayo paglulutuin. Kasi it's a kind of chemical contamination or contaminant. Okay? Next. Okay, syempre another natin yung human gastrointestinal, okay, tract. Ito yung nagbambam ka, no, nagbumbum ka nang hindi ka naghugas ng iyong mga kamay after hawakan ang inyong mga private parts. Okay? Kasi it creates pathogens. Okay? Pathogens are kind of bacteria or viruses. Actually, pathogens is a kind of virus that accumulate by different types of bacteria. Okay? So yun lang. And next natin is, ayan, kapag nasugatan kayo, okay, so kailangan gumamit kayo ng aid or band-aid. Okay, sa inyong mga kamay or daliri or kaya yung gasa na tinatawag natin para hindi continuous mag-leak, no, ang ating mga dugo, no, sa ating pagkain na pine-prepare. Okay? Okay. So both direct and indirect routes of contamination exist. Okay. Ang mga direct contaminations, ito yung luto na yung pagkain o kaya nandyan na yung pagkain ready to eat na tapos hinawakan ng kamay natin. That's what you call direct intact, no? Direct contamination, okay, sa food natin. Yung mga indirect, yung mga nang hiwa tayo ng mga pagkain, okay, na mag-undergo pa siya ng process, okay, ng contamination. Or yung tinatawag nating cross-contamination, kagaya ng sample natin dito, sample natin sa picture na may chicken at may kamatis, okay, ang cross-contamination ay nangyayari siya, no? Nangyayari siya kapag yung isang place, isang certain tools natin, ginamit natin sa isang pagkain at gagamitin natin the same sa isang pagkain na ibang klase o ibang uri ng pagkain, kagaya ng sample natin sa picture, no? You have here, okay, the chicken. Okay, you have the chicken. And at the same time, in the same chopping board, in the same knife, you cut, no, the tomato sauce. So the bacteria present, nasaan na ba yun? The bacteria present to that chicken will now transfer to the tomato. Okay? Na-transfer sa tomato na yan. So, ang nangyari, na-contaminate o tinatawag natin cross-contamination ng bacteria. Ibig sabihin, the bacteria is transferred to one place to another. Kaya iwasan po natin pag nagluto tayo ng pagkain, iisa lang po yung tools o equipment na ginagamit natin. If ever na isa man ang gamit na tools or equipment na ginagamit natin, all you have to do is to wash it properly. Okay, alam ko naman na madalas siyempre sa ating mga tahanan ay limitado lamang no ang ating mga gamit. Okay, sa kusina natin. Pero para maiwasan natin ang cross-contamination is maging aware din tayo sa mga ganyang klaseng procedure ng pagluluto. Okay, wag mong pagsamahin ang paghihiwa ng isda sa paghihiwa ng karne kasi mas mataas ang bacterial contamination ng isda papunta sa karne kasi ang isda kasi is highly moisturized food yan or item na kung saan mas mabilis yung pag-grow ng bacteria sa ganyang klaseng item compared dun sa ating meat o baboy or kaya baka na hindi ganoon kataas yung tinatawag nating moisture content. No, iwasan natin yung mga ganong bagay. O another pa, no? Yung chopper niya, sample natin yung chopping board na yan, no? Pinunasan mo. Kahit pinunasan mo lang, pinunasan mo. Sir, pinunasan naman namin po ng basahan o kaya pinunasan naman namin ng tissue, ng kitchen tissue. Tapos, dyan ka naghiwa ng tinapay mo. So what will not happen to the bread? Okay? Sa chopping board na nilagyan mo ng bacteria ng came from chicken, it will now transfer to the bread tapos kinain ng tao. O ending, nagkaroon ng salmonella virus. Kasi nga nakakain siya ng bacteria came from poultry. Diba? So ano na siya? Contaminated na siya. So syempre, pag contaminated na siya, o alam mo na yung nangyari, di ba? Yun yung source, okay, ng bacteria natin. Next. Okay, next natin. Ayan. Wag na tayo dyan. Medyo magulo yung web na yan. Okay, behavior patterns and facilities that improve safety. Tingnan natin. Ayan. Washing of hands. Napaka-importante nito no, sa ating clean and kitchen premises. So, later natin pag-anoan yung mga different tools and equipments natin. Okay, yung paghuhugas ng kamay natin. Okay, yung paghuhugas ng kamay natin. You start with you opening the faucet, no, and you put the running water. After wetting your hands with the water, and then you apply soap. Okay, when you apply soap, you let the soap stay for about 10 to 20 seconds, no, in your hands. And after that, no, you rinse. Okay, banlawan natin yung ating mga kamay at kumuha tayo ng pantuyo. Okay, and ano magiging proseso, no? Ano magiging proseso nun? Yung pagkatapos nating hugasan yung ating kamay, no? Yun yung gagamitin natin pang sara ng tubig na dumadaloy, no? And then after that is we are using towels. Okay? Towels para pantuyo ng ating mga mga kamay natin. Okay? So re-record ko rin sa inyo yung mga hand towels, no? Kailangan meron kayong dalawang bimpo, no? Na dala-dala no pag nag-face to face tayo para hindi para matuyo agad yung mga gamit ninyo na hinugasan, no? Importante po niyan. Okay, next natin. Okay? So, if you are not washing your hands or aside washing your hands and you will need to serve the food, you need to use gloves. Okay? So, the question is, when do you change your gloves? Okay, after use. Ibig sabihin, kapag ginamit mo siya sa isang specific na pagkain, kailangan mo na siyang palitan sa pangalawang pagkain na gagamitin. For example, you are handling bread with mayonnaise and then you will handling bread again with cheese whiz. So syempre papalitan mo na yung gloves mo kasi magkaibang klaseng pagkain yung naka-serve doon. Okay? O i-serve natin. Okay, ano pa yung kailangan? Okay, sige Kate, go.
Ayan, hello sir.
Yes,
So
Kate.
question ka lang sir, in addition with food contamination,
Yes.
do we consider yung simpleng pagtikim natin sa niluluto natin gamit yung sandok or kutsara na inilagay natin doon sa mismong casserole na pinaglulutuan natin? Ayan po sir.
Yon. So your question is tama naman yung question, no? So consider ba siya as contamination sa mga ginagamit ng mga kutsara o mga sandok na ginagamit yung ating mga sariling bibig, no, sa pagtikim, no? Okay, number one, the answer is yes. It's part of contamination. Okay, it's part of contamination that we are using the same sandok at saka yun yung gagamitin panghalo ng pagkain. Okay, pero it will avoid, no? It will avoid if that food are continually still cooking. Okay lang. Okay, pero kailangan actually hindi pala hindi sorry mali. Hindi siya okay. Okay, kaya kailangan yung ng extra spoon, okay? Or kaya teaspoon, no, pantikim nung tinitikman ninyo, and do not use the wooden spoon or kitchen spoon or sandok ng inyong pagkain, no, na pinangahalo sa pagkain. You use spoon or teaspoon to taste the food. Huwag niyong i-direct doon na tikman, no, ang pagkain out of the sandok na ginagamit ninyo. Okay? So i-practice natin yung ganyan. Okay? So yun yung sagot ko doon kay Kate. Yes, it's factor of the food contamination, so that we need to avoid that kind of procedure. That we are using spoon or kitchen spoon or wooden spoon to taste the food, rather than we use we must use an extra spoon or teaspoon, no, to taste our food. Okay, so yun lang,
Thank you,
Kate.
sir. So, part pala siya ng direct contamination, sir.
Yes.
Direct contact.
Yes, even if
Thank
that
you,
you
sir.
are thinking, no, even if you are thinking, naluluto pa naman may temperature pa naman yan. No. It is a way, no, thinking na yes, party pa rin siya pagluluto at kaya niya pang patayin yung bacteria, but it is not a professional way to do it. Okay, kaya that's why yung mga chef may mga teaspoon sa kanilang mga chef cup sa gilid, kasi yun yung ginagamit nila, no, pangtikim ng mga pagkain. And syempre, kapag magtitikim ka ng pagkain gamit ang isang spoon, for example, tinikman mo yung kaldereta, tapos gagamitin mo ulit yung spoon, titikman mo yung menudo, gagamitin mo yung spoon, titikman mo yung adobo, it's a wrong doing yan. Kasi mako-cross mo yung lasa. At the same time, hindi mo alam kung baka mamaya sira na yun o panis na yun. And then you are also factor to the contamination of the food. Okay, kasi magkakaiba sila ng components. Malay mo yung tinikman mong kaldereta, tapos ginamit mo rin doon sa yun yung maging cause, no, para mapanis yung menudo. At the same time, yung menudo sauce, baka yun din yung maging cause para mapanis yung adobo. Okay? Part yan ng ating behavior na dapat nating iwas-iwasan, no, sa paggamit. Siyempre, kahit isa lang spoon mo, then after you taste, you wash. No? After you taste the food, then you wash it. Okay, then you taste another food, no? And then after that, you wash it, and then you taste another food. No? Then so and so forth. Okay, ganun yung practice.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome, Kate. Okay, so hairnets and coats. Okay, kaya importante meron kayong mga hairnet, may sombrero, o kaya meron kayong apron at saka yung mga uniform. Okay, kasi yan yung mga hazard point natin. Okay, bawal po sa loob ng kitchen, number 1 yung bubble gum. Okay, pangungulangot. Kumakain ng mga junk food at pagbahing sa loob ng kusina. Bawal din po ang pag-yoyosi. Bawal din po ang paggamit ng mga accessories. Relo, singsing, telepono at radio sa loob ng kusina. Mga pinagbabawal yan. Okay, ayan, yung mga ating mga toilet na yan, dapat i-maintain po natin yung ating mga toilet at huwag na kayong gumaya sa dirty facilities na yan kasi nakakadiri yan na hindi nakakagana ng magtrabaho pag ganyan ng CR ninyo. So if you will be part of the kitchen, sa atin, actually dito sa atin, no, never naglulusak, no, ang CR ng babae at lalaki sa GIS. So sana pagpunta nyo rin dito sa ating school at nag face to face kayo, no, sana i-maintain nyo sana yung practice ng institution namin na hindi naglulusak yung CR, no, yung tipong nagtatalansik yung mga tubig after nyo maghugas, ginaganon-ganon nyo yung tamay dun sa lababo, it will cause slippery, no, yung mga drops sa sink natin, mga ganyan. So iwasan po natin yung ganon. Okay, i-practice po natin na gagamit po tayo ng ating mga comfort rooms na tiyo po yung ating mga area natin. Okay, so yun lang naman po ang ating causes. Ayan, so yeah, no pets allowed. Okay, sa ating mga facilities. Ayan, yung mga illness. Kung alam mo na meron kang sakit or diarrhea or vomiting, so hindi ka na pwedeng pumasok or magtrabaho. Kung meron kang skin trouble anywhere of your body that can contaminate the food, hindi rin pwede. Kung meron kayong discharges from eye, ear, or mouth, ito yung parang naluluha, naiiyak, whatever. or any water, though hindi pwede yan. Indigestion problems, didn't pwede. And medical history, especially that has typhoid, parotid, and hepatitis B. Okay, yan yung sa pagkain. Yan ang usually pag nag-medical kayo, kasama yung medical no sa inyong applications na dapat meron kayong vaccine ng hepatitis at meron kayong parang clearance sa doktor na wala kang hepatitis. Kasi isa yung sakit na pwedeng ma-transfer using the same tools na ginagamit mo sa panlasa na pwedeng ma-transfer sa iba kasi the hepatitis can be transferred through saliva. Okay? So yun lang naman. Okay? So para maiwasan, para magawa natin yun, kailangan natin mag-training at mag-train. Okay? So I'm expecting everyone, no, especially those who are listening to our virtual meet, that ang pag nagkaroon tayo ng face-to-face, I'm expecting, no, a decent people, no, have a discipline and behavior sa loob ng kusina natin, no. So I'm expecting kasi hindi naman tayo nagkulang in terms of our lectures natin. Okay. So personal hygiene and food products conclusion. So number 1 is food handlers with unhygienic behavior can contaminate food. Okay, through the indirect fats of contamination. Washing hands is the most effective way to stop the spread of microorganisms from your part. No, ill people must be prevented from handling food. Personal hygiene can only ever be as good as provided as the facilities, and personal hygiene must be taught and controlled, okay, inside the facility. Okay, so yun lang naman yung topic natin for the personal hygiene. And now we will proceed to the continuation of our notes. No, let us have the definition. No, the definition of cleaning or cleanliness. Okay, cleaning or cleanliness is a process. Okay, a process of removing visible dirt from food and other soil from the surface, okay, such as dishes, glasses, cutting boards. And cleaning is done with a cleaning agent that removes the food, the soil, and other substances. Again, cleaning or cleanliness is the process of removing visible dirt. Okay, the counterpart for that is the sanitizing or sanitation. Because sanitation or sanitizing means a process of removing invisible dirt. Those are microorganisms, bacteria, viruses that are present in the tools, equipments, surroundings, or even sa ating mga gagamitin, no, ng mga tools and equipments. Di ba? The best way, no, for practicing sanitation is we apply the heat. Okay? The heat temperature, no? Para kaya ba usually pag nag-sterilize kayo ng mga gamit, ang ginagawa niya, nagpapakulo lang kayo ng gamit sa tubig or kaya ini-steam niyo yung gamit. So that's example, no, basic, no, aside from using sanitizing agent, that is the basic using to apply the sanitizing process. Okay? Again, cleaning is removing visible dirt, sanitizing is removing invisible dirt. So we will now proceed to the different chemical substances or chemical mga chemicals natin, no, yun na yun. Okay, na ginagamit natin sa paglilinis ng ating kitchen premises or ng ating mga tools and equipment. Number 1 is detergents. Okay, detergents are used for a tableware, surfaces, and equipments. Detergents can be penetrate the soil because detergents can penetrate soil quickly and soften it. Example, include the dishwashing detergent and automatic dishwasher detergents. Lagay yung example natin. Okay, the Joy is a kind dishwashing agent or dishwashing chemical is example of detergent. No? Next, solvent cleaners. Okay, ito naman yung ginagamit para wait lang po. Asan yung Nakita niyo pala yung titingnan ko sa sa Messenger, nakikita niyo pala. Ayan, yung ating ay, screen ko pala nakikita ninyo, no. Ayan, so next we will go tayo with the acid cleaners, no. Okay, so these are kind of chemical contaminations that use an acid. Example natin is muriatic acid. So, makakalinis yan, okay, because that is a highly ano yung tawag ito, concentrated acid that even the Ayun, so yun lang naman ang ating sa acid cleaners, no, muriatic acid sample. Okay, iwasan nyo lang siya. Okay, iwasan nyo lang siyang i-apply sa mga tiles. Okay, or especially sa toilet bowls, no? Kasi dahil nga sa sobrang concentrated ng acid, pwede niyang panipisin, no? Pwede niyang panipisin yung tiles, lalo pag laging ginagamit yung muriatic acid sa toilet bowl, pwede niyang panipisin yung tiles na pwedeng maging sanhi ng pagkabasag na habang may nakaupo doon sa no, sa ating inodoro, no? Pwede siyang makabasag or mabasag kasi nga sobrang nipis na ng kanyang toilet bowl sa sobrang laging ginagamit ang muriatic acid sa paglilinis. So, iwasan po natin yung paggamit ng gano'n. No? Next, abrasive cleaner. Ito naman yung pagtatanggal ng mga heavily dirt, no, sa ating mga pots and pans. Okay? Then we have here the ammonia. Okay, so it's a colorless gas distinctive odor composed of nitrogen hydrogen atoms that is produced naturally in the human body, nature, water, soil, air, even the tiny bacterial molecule. So ito naman tong ammonia na to is we are using this to clear, no? I mean to clean, for cleaning din siya. Okay. Carbonic acid is usually used for stabilization of water after chemical softening. Now, in conjunction with lime, dosing, and limestone filters for increasing alkalinity of the water. So yan naman yung mga Timsen is approved for distinctive disinfection of floors, walls, countertops, and bathing areas, lavatories, bed frames, tables, chairs, garbage pails, and other non-porous. Pag sinabi natin non-porous, okay, ito po yung mga hindi hindi natutunaw or hindi nalulusaw, hindi natutunaw kapag in-applyan natin ng Timsen. Okay, ano example nun? Yung plastic. Okay, plastic is a kind of porous surface yan kasi it can tear up, no, or can destroy, no, ang plastic natin. Okay, next, dishwashing liquid. Then we have the chlorine for killing bacteria. Disinfectants and soaps, like regular soap na ginagamit natin sa bahay, is designed to decrease the water surface tension and lift the dirt and soils of the surfaces or the body natin. So it can easily rinse away. Okay, yung ating method natin. And we have here the sanitizing methods, no? Using the heat temperature that we need to assure that the temperature is 171 degrees Fahrenheit or about 77 degrees Celsius, and it must be thoroughly sanitized when maintaining 180 degrees Fahrenheit or 82 degrees Celsius. Okay, so yan yung ating mga sanitizing methods natin for a kind of a single rack temperature machine, at least to have 65 degrees Fahrenheit or 74 degrees Celsius. Okay, clean items must be exposed in this temperature at least 30 seconds. Okay, for sanitation natin. Okay, chemicals. Using chemical sanitation natin. So we have here the concentration factors, no, in considering our chemicals, because chemicals that are approved sanitizers like chlorine, iodine, and quaternary. Okay, ammonium is a kind of chemicals for sanitation. Okay, ito yung kailangan nating factors na kailangan consider in terms of using this kind of chemical. Number one is the concentration. How much amount, no, of chemicals that you are using in application of certain kind of cleaning, sanitizing a specific area. So for example, if the one concentration like 1 cup, no, 1 cup of chemical like chlorine is used for cleaning for about 50 square meter of floors. So if you are cleaning about 25 meters, okay, of floor. So how many chlorine that you need to use? Anyone from the class? Okay, how many chlorine ang kailangan mong gamitin? Hello? Hello? Nandyan pa ba kayo? Nandyan pa ba kayo? Oh, di ba? Nagtanong agad ako, di ba? Okay, again, if you are cleaning, no, or for about, I mean, the 1 cup, okay, the 1 cup of chlorine is can clean. Pa? Okay. Jenny B, type mo na lang, nagto-choppy ka. Ayan, type mo na lang sa ating chat box kung gaano karaming cup ang kailangan natin to clean, no, a 25 square meter of floor. Okay, again, the question is, if you are using a chlorine, no, sample lang, no, if the chlorine, or let's say 1 cup of chlorine that mixed with water can clean for about 50 square meter of floor, and yet you are need to clean just 25 square meter of floor, then how much chlorine you need to mix with water? The answer is
1/2 cup po.
okay, 1/2 cup. Very good. Ayan. So yun yung tanong ko kanina. Hindi ko alam ba't hindi nyo narinig. Ayan. So sample lang na may mga pabigla-biglang mga tanong. Thank you, Ma'am Rialing, for answering that the question. Okay, the temperature, no? The temperature na generally chemical sanitizes work in water that is between for about 55 degree Fahrenheit or 13 degrees Celsius or 120 degree Fahrenheit and 49 degrees Celsius. So then daw siya mas effective, no? Kailangan maligamgam yung tubig, no? Pag ina-apply natin yung chemicals na yan. And the contact time. Okay? So ano ba yung contact time? Ito yung tagal, no, na pwedeng patayin yung bacteria sa specific cleaning methods natin. Okay? In order to sanitizer to kill the harmful microorganisms, the clean item must be contact with a sanitizer, okay, for a recommended length of time. So kailangan alam din natin gaano katagal natin. Kagaya nito, no, pag we are using the heat temperature, they need to see to it that it lasts to about 30 seconds. Same thing with the chemical, 1 hour ba, 2 hours ba, 3 hours ba. Kaya di ba minsan, ito yung ginagawa, no? Pag maliligo kayo ng swimming pool or nag-swimming, sinasabi na, ay hindi, may chlorine pa yan, bawal pa kayong maligo. Kasi yun yung time o yung contact time niya na pwede niyang patayin yung bacteria doon sa swimming pool. Kaya di ba usually they are requiring you for about 6 hours bago maliguan yung pool, no? Kasi nga, yun yung process in the contact time of application ng chlorine to sanitize the water. Unless, no, nag-fill up yung swimming pool na pagliliguan ninyo na walang chemical na ginagamit. Ibig sabihin, directly siyang dinadagdag doon sa mismong pool ninyo. Okay, ibig sabihin, wala siyang tubig kasi dinadagdagan lang yung tubig. Parang ganon. As example, yan ang tinatawag nating contact time. Okay, next natin. Mga cleaning tools natin, we have here the scrub brush, ito yung floor brush. We have the dishcloth or non-lightly abrasive scrubbing pad. Okay, and we have steel wool. Okay, we have the cloth towel or paper towel. Ayan, may question. Malagpo, sir. Oo. Kaya nga, ngayon ka lang nakapag-reply. Ayan. Plastic scraper, rubber gloves. Ano na ginagawa mo?
Nandun, okay lang.
Ay, hindi. Patay na yun.
Ha?
Patay na yun.
Patay, binuksan ko nga.
Meron pa yan. I mean, meron pa siyang ano.
Ay, yung study mo, may...
Okay, grease cutting dish soap. Ayan, dish drainer, mops. We have 3 types of mop for dusting. for polishing and for washing mops. Ito yung madalas na namamali tayo no, pag nagmamap tayo. No? Yung mop na ginagamit natin for dusting, hindi ginagamit natin for polishing, hindi ginagamit natin for washing. Okay, so kailangan bukod-bukod dyan para maiwasan natin contamination. Diba? Especially kapag nasa commercial establishment ka, yung mop sa CR, hindi mo pwedeng gamitin mop sa lobby. Kasi or else mangangamoy yan, no? Yung lobby ninyo ng amoy CR. Okay, broom and brushes. Ayan, yung buckets natin, warning signs. Okay, we have the garbage receptacle or garbage bin. We have here the color-coded, no? The steel, it applies for biodegradable, non-biodegradable, biodegradable, non-biodegradable, and recyclable. Dapat ina-apply pa rin natin yan sa kusina. I will give you 3 trash cans sa loob ng kusina, no? And you identify what are the different ways that you need to put in the biodegradable cans, non-biodegradable cans, and you need to be recycled. Okay, next, goggles. Okay, hindi goggles, goggles. Okay, ginagamit yan for eye protection, especially when you are applying chemicals that are far near to you. Yun sa na-stash yung yung init na yung spray. And then we have the face mask. Okay, napaka-importante ngayon. Okay, next we go tayo with the next topic natin. Ayan, occupational health and safety hazard. Actually, medyo okay na tayo dito kasi we already topic this. Okay, pero may point lang ako na when lifting an items, no? Maging aware lang tayo dito sa process na to, yung paglilift ng items kasi isa tong way para maprotektahan ang inyong mga likod, especially kapag nagbubuhat kayo ng mabibigat, no? Do not carry it by back, carry it by your hips. No, pag nagbubuhat kayo, kailangan yung isundin yung process na to. No, para yung weight niya hindi mapunta sa likod, kundi dapat mapunta dito sa binti natin, sa waist natin. Okay, kasi pag ginamit mo tong back, okay, babaluktot yung buto mo, no? Okay, at hindi mo na maiuunat yan, sasakit yung likod mo. Okay, so and then we will process to the next lifting until mabuhat natin yung mabigat na items. Okay? So yun lang naman yung ating topic with this. Okay, so ayan. So sabi dito, when you are lifting, you have principles. Number 1 is the preparation. I-prepare mo yung katawan mo, tingin mo gaano kapigat yung bubuhatin mo. Okay? And then when you are lifting, you are using knees and hips, no, to carry or to hold the items. And when you're carrying the items, okay, do not make an extra move, no? So that your force or the weight is just focused on the hips and the feet. Okay, na meron ka, and then setting down, it means that you already find to transfer, the items to one place to another. So yan lang naman yung ating topic dito sa ating lifting. And the next one natin is, this one, the cross-contamination. And so yung iba dito na topic na natin, no? So we will just run through with this subject, okay, or competency natin. Sanitation refers to a public health conditions related to clean drinking water, adequate treatment and disposal of human extra and sewage. Preventing the human contact or faces is a part of sanitation. Sanitizing means removing invisible tertiaries as microorganisms, bacteria, and viruses, not previouses, and it's done using the heat, radiation, or chemicals. Contamination is defined by the act of contaminating or making something impure or unsuitable by the conduct of something unclean or bad, etc. Food contaminations can have serious consequences for both consumers and food business life. It can cause harm to consumer health and safety and can drastically affect a business reputation if somebody is being harmed in the contamination or mishandling of food. Okay, we have 4 types of food contamination. Number 1 is the chemical contamination. It means that the food has a present, okay, or being touched or being poured by a chemical, okay, in the food, and the food is being eaten, okay, by the people. Ito po yung nangyari if you are familiar sa provinces, no? Usually it happens sa provinces na kumain sila ng spaghetti at sila ay na food poison. Kasi bakit? Instead na tubig ang nailagay doon sa spaghetti, ano pala, tawag nito, fertilizer pala ang nailagay. So ending, maraming na food poison. Okay, because of the chemical contamination. One way to prevent the chemical contamination, especially, kasi di ba madalas kasi tayo naglalagay ng mga chemicals no, sa kusina. Okay, please put it in the lower part, yun sa mismong baba, no, na hindi malapit sa mga soy sauce, sa mga suka, sa mga condiments mo, no, para maiwasan mo yung pagkakamali or pag-misuse of the different chemicals ninyo. Okay? Next is microbiological contamination. Ito naman yung mga life, like microorganisms, okay, that contaminates the food. Yung tinatawag natin microbiological contaminations. Example natin, mga fungi, molds, bacteria, toxins, okay, microorganisms that can contaminate the food. Okay, the next one natin is the physical contamination. Ito naman yung mga physical items or physical items na nako-contaminate yung pagkain natin. Ano yung mga yun? Nakita niyo dyan, may band-aid yung burger, kuko, cutics, hairs, broken glasses, okay? Yan yung sipon, blood, yan yung natawag natin mga physical contamination na pwede makontaminate yung ating pagkain. Okay, so dapat natin iwasan yung mga ganyan. And the last one natin na contamination, this is not literally a contamination, but these are natural, no, natural contaminants that in the food that probably sa atin wala siyang factor, pero sa ibang tao may factor siya. Yung tinatawag nating allergens. Itong mga allergens na to, ito yung mga chemicals or mga components ng specific na pagkain na kung saan nagre-react yung kanyang body na hindi niya kayang tanggapin. Okay? Pero hindi naman siya totally chemical, hindi siya microbiological, hindi din siya physical. Pero these are the natural contaminations that our body react to it. Those are allergens. Example, seafood, okay, eggs, chickens, sorghums, proteins, or milk. Okay? So yan yung mga allergens natin na importante din natin nalalaman. So especially kapag umorder tayo sa restaurant, alamin nyo rin dapat yung mga allergens para hindi nyo mailagay yung mga specific ingredients na pwedeng mag-cause ng ikababawi ng buhay niya o ikamamatay niya. Okay, kaya importante yung mga allergens na tinatanong natin. Okay? So yun lang naman yun. Okay, primarily cross-contamination is transfer of bacteria to one place to another. Okay, so food to food, ayan. So ito yung pwede nating mag-example ng mga cross-contamination natin. Number one is food to food. Okay, if it means that you are combining the raw to the fresh, okay, to the cooked to the uncooked. Okay, yan tinatawag nating food to food. Another is equipment to food. We use the same chopping board, like we cut in the chicken, we cut in the bread, are the same equipment na ginamit natin. So it contaminate the food, no, equipment to food. And another one is people to food. Etong people to food, is a kind of contamination. Sometimes ito yung mga saliva, blood, sneeze, or mga mga factors natin into contaminating the food natin. Who is risk? Everyone is risk in the contamination. But especially higher risk to the pregnant woman, children under 5 years old, adults over age of 65, and those who are weakened in the immune system. The bottom line is bacterial contamination can have serious and even fatal consequences. But thankfully, bye Ma'am Techie. Ayan. But thankfully, it's easy to prevent. Okay? Just to have a practice good hygiene, wash and sanitize your equipment, and properly store and serve food to prevent cross-contamination. Plus, it's a good idea to stay updated in the food recalls which are available online by practicing or whatever. Yun na yun. Yun lang naman yung ating lectures natin for our cross-contamination. And tomorrow, balikan natin to. I-continue discuss natin itong ating core 1. Okay, and then we will proceed to our next topic, yung mga tools and equipments natin tomorrow. Okay, so are we good? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ayan. Thank you
Yes,
so much.
sir.
For any questions, no? Gusto ko yung ganong mga tanong gaya ng ginagawa ni Kate kanina. I want everyone to have interaction, no, sa ating ano. Pag may pumasok na question, sir, ganito po ba ganyan? Gusto ko may ganong interaction para at least, 'di ba, nagkakaroon tayo ng link, no, with our lectures natin. Anyway, so again, salamat sa inyong pakikinig, no. If you have a questions, say it, okay, keep it, and tomorrow balikan natin yung inyong mga questions, and I will leave na the VMeet natin, no. So again, I ask everyone to turn on their cameras to have a picture, okay, to our plenary. Ayan, so picture muna tayo. Lahat ba may attendance na? Ayan, so again, nandiyan yung attendance sa ating chat box. We have 2 panels, no? So you smile in, dalawang beses kayo mag-smile. Okay, smile tayo in 3, 2, 1. Smile. Okay, so next plenary tayo, no? Wait lang ha. Send lang natin sa GC yung picture ninyo, no? Di ba kayo napapagod makinig? Baka napapagod na kayo makinig, ha? Sabihin
No,
nyo lang
sir. Very
Hindi pa.
informative naman po.
Thank you naman. Ayan, so smile ulit tayo, second smile. In 3, 2, 1, smile. Ayan. So, thank you. Ayan. So, guys, may mga announcement tayo, no? Mga announcement natin sa inyong t-shirt. Ayoko na sanang maulit yung rant ko kagabi na meron kayong isang classmate, no? Or dalawang classmate na laban o bawi sa size or sa pag-print ng uniform, no? Please,